Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hey, good evening, and welcome to Merriwether's World, episode 67. A very special episode. I am here at home, well, my old home in Minnesota, and by old, like 20-some-year-old house type old. So for the next few days, I will be wandering the house showing you cool stuff from my childhood. So, hi. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Wade. Let's see. Does that? I'm getting the Dune blue eyes thing here from my glasses. So be it. Yeah. So I don't have much of a plan for tonight's episode, but I do have a lot of old photo albums sitting around me. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Shauna. And of course, my dad and mom are here. Mom doesn't want to be on at all. She may yell comments from the gallery over there. And then dad, as he drifts in and out of sleep, we may get him in here. So it's been a long day. So yeah. Okay. So I don't have any of my normal stuff, though. I will say again, a shout out to Uncommon Bees. If you use the Forking Weeds coupon, you get a huge discount off your order. Off the top of my head, I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'm thankful he sent me a whole big box of different infused honey, the echinacea and the buzz and the elderberry and also the Prunella vulgaris tincture, propolis thing. So shout out for them. If you need any infused herbal honeys or CBD infused honeys or CBD infused different beeswax type things and all that. Oh, Uncommon Bees is here. So yeah, I was been running around the house and trying to find a good spot where I get a signal, I get a power plug, and I don't have mom on the video. So I'm getting glares over here. Oh well. So okay, I have to show you. I have to show you something. I don't know if you can see it. That's what how old was I in this picture, Mom?
6 months.
No, 6.
Steve was at 6 months. This one was 10 years.
So this is me at 10 months. Whoa. So yep, I was I was a baby. I was small. Okay, I understand, Melanie. So yeah, like I said, I made it up. Drove according to the odometer, 1,191 miles in 18 hours and 50 minutes. But I think I can do better. Now, thinking I can do better and being allowed to do better are two different things. Mrs. Weather does not want me to do that again. But, she's 1,200 miles away, so we'll see. She can't really stop me. So be it. But since we have albums out, I know you all seem to really enjoy Merriwether and Mrs. Weather these last 2 days. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Tina. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Kimberlyn. So I have... Oops. Let me see this. Mark and Kavan's New York and Wedding. So back when Kavan and I met and graduating at RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic. Let's see if I can get this picture. I'm going to end up destroying these photo albums, which may upset mom and dad, and that might not be good. But it's easier. Well, maybe it's not easier. Let's see if you can see that. Not easily, because if you can see it, I can see it, or I can't see it. But Kavan has always been short. Do I have any other pictures? I'm trying to find a good one. I don't have my normal camera here either. So there's a lot of pictures of Mrs. Weather standing on stuff next to me. Because otherwise, oops, where is it? She's kind of short. She's really short. Boy. She would kill me if I showed that picture, so we won't show that picture. She can kill through the internet, by the way. She can't stop through the internet, but she can kill through the internet. Maybe I have to jump ahead. Oh, okay, here we go. So, I don't know again if you can see that. So when Mrs. Weather and I are both standing there in our stocking feet, that's what it looks like. She's really short. But I was hoping, ooh, let's see. So now we have the wedding pictures. And I'm hoping again that you can see these. Oh, here's a good one. Like I said, I can't see it. You know, this isn't working. I don't like trying to show you pictures, so I'm just going to babble at you. But since we have the photo albums, Dad has been going through all his old pictures of his farm and his childhood. Oops. Hi, Dad. I'm gonna go over here. Don't worry, Mom, you're safe. So Dad was wondering if he should dress up tonight, and I said, don't bother. And he actually listened to me, so that's cool. So this is my dad. So when I talk, then you drop the picture here. Yeah. So yeah, he's excited we're here. He's bummed that, you know, of course, Mrs. Weather and the girls can't come, but you know, it just wasn't a good idea. For the most part, we are keeping it secret that I am here in Minnesota, just because I've been listening to like the Minnesota news and the Minnesota radio, and they keep saying how terrible Texas is. Minnesota is very different from Texas, and they think Texas is just a horribly terrible everything about Texas. So, and they've been just saying how, you know, basically Texans should be shot on sight. So there's that. So we're not saying anything that I'm here. Oh yeah, you're not seeing the Vorderbruggen orange. Oh wait, where is it? It doesn't show up as good an orange here. It's a bright hunter's orange. But tomorrow, when I do the donut shop from the beginning of the world, I will be doing it downstairs in the basement, so you can see where I spent a lot of my childhood for good reasons. That so there's a pool table down there. We used to roller skate down there. We used to play hours and hours and hours of Dungeons and Dragons down there, because during the summer down in the basement it was actually really nice and cool, and so it was a really comfortable place. But it is kind of a freaky place, because I mean, this place was built in the, but I guess Dad, you said 1910. So
1910 or 19, around that era. 1905.
One of the things I will do is show you the doorknobs in this place, because they're gorgeous. This place, I don't know if you can see it. I can't swing the camera around, but you know, the doorknobs are these beautiful glass type things. And when I closed one of the doors today, I actually ripped it off the door, but I put it back on, so it's all good. So not only is there a basement, but attached to the basement is an actual root cellar. Very, very scary looking. A
lot of cobwebs down there. We haven't been able to keep it cleaned up at all.
But lots of stuff. We're going through, like, I started counting how many fishing poles Dad had, and then I stopped when I ran out of fingers and toes. But there's a lot of stuff down there.
And I bought very few of them. I guess I won most of them on drawings and whatever. So
Dad is very lucky when it comes to, like, you know, he belonged to like Fins and Feathers and Ducks
Yeah.
Unlimited and Pheasant Unlimited. And whenever they have a drawing, he usually wins like a fishing pole or some other camping stuff. So, yeah. So an actual root cellar. There's also down there a cistern that was used to capture, I guess, the rainwater.
Yeah.
So this house was built, basically before plumbing, or really.
I was always going to tear that out of there when the kids got old enough to help, but by then they had their own jobs, and it's still there. Today now with the water shortage in a lot of these villages, it could be put back into use. I've got a rain barrel that I've used. I haven't used any domestic water yet in my garden.
This is cool. He was also always afraid one of us kids would like fall in the cistern and the other two wouldn't say anything about it, but we never did. We used to, play all around it and stuff. But yeah, it's an awesome root cellar. Like I said, as a kid, it terrified us. One of my favorite memories, though, is Mom sent us down to get something from the root cellar, and all three of us, we were very young, and I planned this out. So all three of us crept up to the root cellar, and then I opened the door and looked in and screamed bloody ah! And my two brothers took off running up the stairs, and I don't know if they went out the house and down the street or something. But yeah, I got in a lot of trouble for that. But the root cellar scared me too, but I didn't want to let it stop me from using it to scare my brothers. We might also go upstairs, maybe even into the attic. So not only does this house have a first floor and a second floor, but it also has a really cool attic. I actually plan, if the signal will reach, I want to start in the basement at the root cellar and walk through the house all the way upstairs. So yeah, the one thing this house lacks, and it may be just that Mom and Dad never told me, was like secret passageways. Now the house itself is really too small to have secret passageways, but I figure there's got to be something somewhere. But yeah, other things going on. Yeah, that's just the main thing. Okay. What?
Back in the old days, women, they just loved that rainwater for washing their hair. And the ones remember those days, that they still say it, how wonderful that water was for washing their hair. It's natural soft water.
Yeah. No.
It's a big thing.
Wasn't there a shampoo that came out that claimed to use like rainwater? That would be a lot of rainwater. I don't know. But yeah, it's a cool house. Now, what I really wish is that my grandfather's mom's side house was still around, because that was even cooler. That was the farm, the dairy farm, which we used to work on about two miles out of town. But after he died and they sold it, and then the family that sold it sold the land, and the house was used to train the local fire department. I don't know if you can see these. So they burnt the house down and practiced running in and putting it out. And then once it was out, they lit it on fire again and did it over and over. So over the course of the, like a day or 2 days, they ended up burning all the buildings on the farm there. Yeah. So, this isn't working. So I wasn't here for that. That was when I was out in South Dakota in college, but my older brother, Steve, I guess he was able to be here for that and get some pictures or something. Oh yeah, white rain. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, there was one that claimed like it was as good as rainwater. I remember that now. I don't know if you can see Dad's belt buckle. So Dad all his life has gone for these big Western style belt buckles. So he has a huge, that and bolo ties. So I always like those. Very shiny. Boom. Yeah, secret tunnel. So Jennifer, I will say more than once, me and my brothers attempted to dig secret tunnels both in our backyard, in our garage. Yeah, Dad came home. We had a dirt floor in the garage at the time, and Dad came home from work one day, and there was a huge hole dug in the center of it. He made us fill it back in, out in the woods, all over. Because this is a time when Hogan's Heroes was on, like when you get home from school, and so we'd plop down and watch Hogan's Heroes and eat a snack, and then think, yeah, let's go dig tunnels. And of course, we had a big garden in the backyard, so in the fall. We'd after all the plants were harvested and everything, we'd be digging back there and doing all that stuff. So, yeah, good times all over the place here. And then the woods in the backyard. I don't have any good pictures, but maybe let's see. So I'm going to be here. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. I guess it can't do. I don't think the signal will reach to the backyard really, but maybe I'll. I don't know. I'll do something. Maybe we'll look out a window. But yeah, a lot of good memories here. Ooh, I have to show you my chimney. Don't worry. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. So I don't know, the brick chimney there, that's not actual brick. That's wallpaper brick that my folks put up years ago. But it's cool. But
brick behind it though.
Yeah, it's brick. It wasn't like that texture and stucco type bumpy
right.
stuff. Yeah, but somewhere in that chimney is a toy car of mine. Oh well. So apparently I had a habit of sticking toy cars, little Matchbox cars, in little places where they could never again be retrieved. So there's different things like that. Oh well. And then what else we got going on? So my brother Paul, he was here earlier today. He will be in and out. I don't know if he'll be around for one of the shows. But my older brother Steve, he's 53. I'm 52. Paul is 50. He'll turn 51. No, he already did turn. Dang, I missed Paul's birthday. Oops. Oh wait, no. Oh, it is July.
Today.
No, Steve's. Oh,
Steve is today.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Steve and I, since Steve is up in Alaska and I'm here, we don't actually get to see much of each other. I kind of want to walk around the house a little to show you some stuff, but I'd have to go out the other way. So let's do that. I'm gonna go down to the basement. Let me disconnect that. Don't worry. Ugh. Whoa. We have a ceiling fan here, and it's very low, so I have to look out for that. We're taking the scenic route. I'm going to show you, like, the doorknobs that I was talking about. Let's see. So big, nice glass doorknob. Where'd the door go? Yeah. And of course, the wood molding and 100 and some year old type doors. But now, the stove from, I guess, the 50s that we still use. All right. So for those of you who are from Texas and have never seen a basement, it looks like this. It's like there's a door. So we got a door. And then behind the door, there's stairs leading down into darkness. Click. But now we got a light switch. So, going down the stairs. Into the basement. So I need to turn on some more lights here. I really wonder if anyone is even here yet watching. So right there was the coal chute where they would dump coal for the furnaces. And then one of Dad's mini workbenches looks a lot like one of my workbenches. We have, you can see it here, the pool table. Woo, Batman. I suppose everyone's getting motion sickness here. Where we play pool and also play lots and lots of Dungeons and Dragons. Whoops. And Dad has the radio plugged into the light. So, all right, for those of you who are wondering about Vorderbruggen orange, so walls painted Vorderbruggen orange. Oh, and I want to point out that, yeah, all the ductwork and stuff here is shorter than me. So I learned to slouch here. All right. Let's see. Can I set that here? Okay, so now we're in the deepest part of the basement. And here be the root cellar. Dun, dun, dun. So you go down this into this deep stairs, and then you get down, and then down here, there's no lights or anything in here. It's just spider webs and some milk crates and just a spooky root cellar that goes back 8 or 10 feet. So that goes under the yard in our house. And of course, more of the Vorderbruggen orange. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it. So probably not, but the cistern is here where the rainwater flows in and then is collected to use for, anything. Okay. Yeah, so complicated show. So like I said, it's been oops. I'm so used to touch screens, I'm touching my screen and going, why is this not doing anything? Yeah, Blair Witch. So yeah, I don't know if you can see, these shelves used to be filled with Mom's canned, beans and peaches and pickled beets and all that sort of stuff, and now it's just assorted junk. So yeah, so I'm down here, so Mom can't hear me. So things are actually, I don't even want to say looking up, but things may not be quite as bleak. So some more testing needs to be done. There's definitely cancer, but she's thinking she will try to fight it. Not 100% convinced she's going to try the chemotherapy, but she after she came out of the oncologist appointment today and had been spending the day with the family and stuff, she's thinking maybe. Ooh, I bet she can. Mom has mom ears. Dad is deaf as a stump, but mom is probably listening to me and making her snarly faces. But I don't know if we can see this over here. But anyway, so we're gonna see. But we're hoping. Okay, so we have a freezer here, because we're in the basement, and it's pretty much all wild game. So there's fish and venison and Lord knows what, turkey and goose and duck and all that in there. So pretty much every other morning during the summer, Dad goes out fishing. So he's been, he did not go today. He's actually not going tomorrow. But he said definitely on Friday, because my older brother will be here, and so Dad wants to catch a bunch of fresh fish to cook up Friday for supper. Going back up the stairs. So that's what a basement's like for those of you, native Texans that don't have basements. Like I said, I had a very pleasant childhood. You probably couldn't see, but the floor down there was cement, and so there's a big furnace in the center, and then cement all around it. And like during the winter, we would spend hours, us and our friends, roller skating around and around and around and around and around and around.
You know, getting back to cellars, when I grew up, the farm in Iowa, there was no cement or anything. It was just a dirt floor in the cellar. And they were spooky to little kids in those days. But everything went down there. But getting back to rainwater, not only did they love to wash their hair with it, but to use it for washing clothes. And I was tempted many times over the years to hook ours up again. I got the water softener sitting right next to it.
So
and, all the kitchens had a little pump on the counter, kitchen counter right there, and a filter on the other end of it. They pumped that water. It was used for many things. You save a lot of water. And we have many cities right here in Minnesota that the aquifers are drying up and they're getting hard up for water. And some of them are having it piped in. Some of the western cities are having water piped in. So if they went to using the cisterns again, that would eliminate a heck of a lot of that.
Yeah.
You could use it for washing your car.
Or the toilet. Yeah. Another thing that's down in the basement that I didn't show because it's been sealed over, there was an actual well.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a well in the basement of this house. But yeah, I keep thinking, this would be a great zombie house. The wood, the wood siding under the decorative siding, it's, what is it, 1 inch thick boards, but
foot wide.
Yeah, foot wide, 1 inch thick, old wood type thing. This house. I mean, if it ever caught on fire, it would burn instantly. But the
2x4s are full 2x4.
Yeah, you were saying it was built with used lumber, so the lumber, a lot of it is even older than the house.
You want to pound a nail, you got to drill a hole first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Mom was telling earlier how when they installed the furnace downstairs, it took them forever to get a hole through the siding to actually run the pipe work.
Yeah. Fresh air system.
Hey, Davey, what are you doing here, man? I figured you'd still be at work. Good thing they let you go. Well, not let you go. I mean, let you leave for the day. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is old school construction. It's heavy duty. I mean, that being said, it still shifts and stuff. I was taking a plane to the top of one of the doors here because it was sticking to. So we had to, because the house, it still shifts. How deep was the well? Do you know?
They weren't very deep in those days. I know the one we had on the farm was only 40 feet deep.
Wow.
100 miles south of here, what they're doing is the wells were only 40 feet deep there, but then they started drilling deeper, 350 feet, for irrigating their farm fields. Well, what it's doing is drawing the aquifer above. It's drawing that water down into there, and that water is being sprayed on the fields. Then it goes down. Then they also put drain tiles in, so it's all going down eventually into the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, in a way.
It's caused a big problem. They don't have the water that they need.
Yeah. But yeah, I know even like there, I actually have a cousin that lives 10 miles away from me up in Montgomery, and he put in a well, and I think he said his is 120 feet.
Yeah.
Daryl's, yeah.
But now they're going over 200 feet around here.
Wow, Curie, yours is 420 feet. Now, up in the hill country, I guess that's not surprising. You got to get through all the rocks. But yeah, I mean, there's all the creeks and stuff. And then you said our garage was a cow barn.
Yeah, it was a barn up in time.
Yeah, a small one. I mean, it's a 1-car garage. So
well, in those days, like Towns Lake, I know all the people that grew up there, they remember having a cow and some chickens and a couple pigs, and just a small lot, half an acre, third of an acre.
Wow. So, Ricardo, submersible pump? No, this was the old hand pumpy type pump where you got to pour the water in first and then start pumping to actually get it back up. So, hence the whole prime the pump. I actually know how to prime a pump. So
most communities, you can't just water your yard whenever you want. They give you even and uneven days. I don't know how they split it up. I haven't watered our lawn in years. Still comes back green every year.
Yep. And if you're used to St. Augustine grass, you don't know grass. One of the first things I did this morning is just walk around all over the yard barefoot, because the grass up here is, I guess, like the bluegrass something. It just soft, so soft. So.
Well, your ground is harder down there too, even in Alaska. I tried digging out dandelions, and all I did was bend the digger. Never got it out.
I remember that.
Here, you can just pop them right out.
Yep, it's very soft. And they still have dandelions in their yard right now this time of year. They're a winter thing up there. I always get confused coming here in the summer, because right now they got the chickweed, they got the dandelion, they got the chicory, they got wild violets, all that sort of stuff going on. And then out in the woods, they have the raspberries instead of the blackberries, which are in the same genus, but are a different color. But I get confused. And then you took some of the pine trees down. There used to be a lot more pine trees in the backyard.
They were a pain.
Yeah.
2 left are a pain.
Yeah. I kind of wish I could get rid of the 2 in my front yard.
The ones we have left are those sappy ones.
Yeah. Do I have? Oh, hey, is Chris Hamblin? Are you here tonight, Chris, helicopter pilot? Just drop me a note if you're here. Oh shoot, where is it? Oh, I thought. Oh, yep, here we go. Again, I don't think the pictures will show up, but there's one I wanted. Oh, so I'm looking for Raven Scar before it was Raven Scar. Somewhere in here. Wow, good memories. Hold on. Please stand by while I waste your time. I don't know if you can see it. Like, my backyard was nothing but grass, and I did have 2 small gardens. One had peas and the other had sunflowers. Oh. I don't know if you can see that. Just a minute. So, Raven Scar, the early years. Normally when I'm doing the video, it's from right here. But you can see where I started digging up the soil and putting in rocks and all that stuff. And of course, there's me and Mrs. Weather and our cat Oz, and young mom and dad. But yeah. What else do you have? Want to talk about farm life? Talk about your cow that used to ride.
Oh, that was way back as a toddler. We had one cow in Iowa that you could ride around. They got some pictures of it here, but you could show them some of my hunting pictures.
Oh, we could do that. Oh, wait. So you were talking which great grandpa or whatever you were looking?
Grandpa Steffens, yeah.
And you were looking to see if he still had wooden shoes on.
My brothers remember. Older brother remembers him with his wooden shoes. He came over from. He was Dutch. What the heck? Where's that from?
The Netherlands or the
anyway, the old farm down there. We got a picture of him with I had my brothers, and we were coming back from Mark's wedding. We swung around through Fort Acton, St. Lucas there, and we went up to the old farm. So I got a picture of my grandson Joe up in Alaska on those very same steps in the same building. Oh, here it is, right here. I don't know if it'll show up though. That's me with my daughter-in-law and grandson
Let's
Joe.
see. Maybe.
Before that was a wood shed and coal shed. One side the wood was piled in, the other side the coal shed.
Okay, which are you, Dad? In this pit.
Oh, that's my great grandma. Yeah, that's a good one there. With us, me and my 4 brothers. I think that's it's Bob and Larry in back there, and in front it looks like Jerry and me.
Yeah, so Dad's looking off the camera.
I don't think he's got wooden shoes on there.
Yeah. But
And you get a picture of Gene and Joe in front of them.
so this is the same.
Same building, same
Yeah.
steps.
And so just to put it, the baby dad is holding in this picture is getting married this fall.
No,
that's not.
Joe, that's Joe up in Alaska.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, if you're watching, sorry, it's Josiah that's getting married. So, all right. Yeah, people said yes to the hunting pictures, Dad. So if you got some available,
Well, it's all over.
oh, they're all over there.
Almost any album over there.
Yeah. So let me just. I don't know if you can swing it around. No, I'll just.
I still get up at 3:30 in the morning to go out hunting.
See a good one there. Oh.
That's not me there. Let's see.
Oh, I know. Dad, you'll have to talk some about capable partners.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any good capable partners pictures in there?
Yeah, well, these are all capable partners pictures.
I said it.
It's Handicapped Hunting and Fishing Club. We have people with all kinds of disabilities. I was a charter member, and I've helped set up deer hunts, pheasant hunts, duck hunts, and kind of get away from them now.
Yeah.
Here's this one of them. That dog here, she became a legend in the club.
I don't know if you're going to see it.
Picture below me there is a cousin of mine who got all busted up in a couple of car accidents. He was a good hunter. We made a good team, but he died on me a couple of years ago. What's that down there?
Yeah, I wanted to find a sort of thing. So I don't know if you can see the fellow in the wheelchair, but yeah, you would set up like special charter fishing trips for people in the wheelchairs and so forth. So when it started, I guess early 80s.
Oh, it's going on 40 years now.
Okay, because I remember Dad had us boys there helping out. So in the capable partners, you have someone with some sort of physical challenge. Usually it was like a worker that fell off a roof and broke his back, or someone that was in a motorcycle accident and ended up, quadriplegic.
It was from muscular dystrophy, muscular sclerosis.
So a number of the different muscular diseases.
Yeah. Spinal bifida. Oh, you name it. I worked with everything. Some were quadriplegics, paraplegics.
But yeah, so lots of wheelchairs and spent a lot of time
out of the
lifting
picture market. My guns here.
So helping lift people into and out of boats or deer blinds or hunting blinds or stuff like that. Or
every disabled has to have an able-bodied partner with them for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So then you helped get like special blinds set up for hunting and that are handicap accessible.
Up here, not.
Yeah. So you can see all the different wheelchairs and
one guy there. When he graduated from college, he had a big party celebrating. He had a car accident that kept him out of Vietnam.
And out of a lot of other things too.
I can show you. Here's one of the first members too that I worked with.
Which the camouflage?
Right,
oh,
he ended up being a national champion, a trap shooting champion, national trap champion.
I remember him. He's still around, isn't he?
Yeah, he got married and adopted two little boys, or a boy and a girl.
Yeah. But the other thing, like even taking blind people out hunting, which you want to talk about that? How you?
Well, it got to be a challenge. People would stand behind them and tell them when to shoot. And it got to be a challenge just to see how good you were at doing that.
Yeah, so it kind of became a competition amongst the able-bodied who could best direct the blind people
Yeah.
where to aim the gun.
I
So
think we had 3 blind people, and they're all. One is still living, but
Gordy Fain, he passed, didn't he?
he never hunted.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He did hunt a lot before he went blind. Him and I went hunting quite a bit before he went blind.
Then so like I said, in the earlier years, it was mainly people, like Dad said, with different muscular diseases or birth defects. But then, especially I guess when Desert Storm started up, they got a lot of soldiers back who had grew up hunting and fishing and were all these really big outdoors people, and then due to the injuries suffered in the war, weren't able to go out. And when they discovered there was an organization that would get them out back in the woods, get them fishing and hunting, and doing all the things they used to do, it just it was amazing to see.
Here's something really interesting.
Okay, I just want to say one thing, Robert. So all this was done under very safe conditions and very specific blinds.
We've never had an accident in all the over 35 years that we've been together.
Yeah, it was all very, very tightly controlled. This wasn't just walking out in the woods.
I want to mention this. One year I shot a goose that was 19 years old. It was only about 20 miles from where it was banded. It was down by Merriwether. Shakopee, I shot it. But anyway, I put out a feeler just to find out what are some of the oldest birds that were ever shot that had been banded. And the guy from Bill Messenberg from Denison, Texas, sent me a thing from Delta Waterfowl with a list of how old a lot of waterfowl was. Here's Sandhill Crane, 29 years and 3 months.
Wow.
See, on that band, it tells you where you can send that, and then you get all the information back. Canada Goose, 28 years and 5 months. Lesser Snow Goose, 26. American Black Mallard, 26 years and 4 months.
Wow.
I know that right after I shot that big goose, one guy shot a beautiful mallard down, the nicest, biggest one I ever saw. That was there. That spring it was banded up in northwestern Minnesota. Here's a red-headed duck, 22 years, 7 months. Wood duck, this is really surprising. 22 years and 6 months on a wood duck. That's just amazing.
It almost makes me wonder what predators are still around. I mean, that the animals aren't.
I think where we were hunting, we hunted there, I don't know how many years, almost 15 years. And how many times did our group shoot at that duck that I shot? How many times did that thing get shot at in its 19 years? Here's blue-winged teal, 22 years and 4 months. Pintail, 22 and 3. American widgeon, 20 years and 11. That's just amazing. How they live that long. Lesser Snow, American black duck, 26.5.
Wow.
Maybe I could read this letter. He says, I hope this helps you answer your question. The oldest Canada goose I ever killed was an 11 1/4 pounds, 12 years old bird. I killed a 17-year-old blue one. I can't read it off here. Anyway, here's what's interesting. The kid in Arkansas, season before last, killed a snow goose with a 20 gauge single shot that was 20 years old. The band had to be acid etched to get the numbers.
Wow.
So that's all with an old shotgun, and that's a single barrel type that I started these boys out on. And my
I remember
one grandson, he wanted to use that gun. They all wanted it. Why? I don't know. All you had was one shot.
Yeah, but it
I don't know. They loved it.
It had this aura about it that it's been passed down and down and down. And
he sent all this information to me on February 7th of must have been 10/22. So that's old too. And this is a type of thing you get back from.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show it. To
Yeah.
them.
So, oops. Okay. Just to make sure.
That's what
So if
get
you
back.
find, oops, a bunch of pictures are flying up. If you like get a bird with a band on it, there's directions on how to contact the people who banded it.
Yeah.
And let them know, because that's the purpose of banding the birds,
Right.
is for researchers to know just what are these birds doing, how long are they living, where are they going, things like that. Oh, there's a good question. I know there are organizations in Texas that sponsor bird banding events, especially in the fall and in the winter when the birds are migrating through. They'll be out there. My understanding, and this is kind of pieced together from different conversations from different people, especially in the spring when the birds are coming back from Mexico, after they've flown across the Gulf of Mexico, they land in the first group of trees or first place of food they can find and basically collapse there. And so it's really easy then to go and capture them and band them so that we can learn what they're doing, where they're going. Oh, cool. Robert, your dad did that 3 years ago.
This year, I'd like to have him show this picture, and I don't know
Which one,
how
in the
clear it'll
bottom?
come in.
Okay.
The shortest guy there, he's spinal bifida. He's an attorney, and he worked himself in being an attorney and an accountant. But that's all the tolerance is. He lives in a brace from his armpits to his toenails. His shoes are specially built. The guy in the chair in the middle, he only had 2 miles to go home, and he didn't put on his seatbelt, and he had a car accident and busted his neck and left him a quadriplegic. And the other guy in the other chair also an accident that put him in that chair. And, anyway, just show you. The one in the middle that had the car accident broke his neck. He has a special, you can't see it here, but he has a special rig there that he puts on his chair to hold his gun. And I put that on his chair many, many times. And it's 22 pounds, make it
To
too level to handle the gun. So
I will say, you might have guessed this by now, that Dad was always very safety conscious.
oh yeah.
On us kids growing up. Never could have a snowmobile. To this day, I don't let my kids go on a trampoline.
When I was in insurance companies didn't want trampolines. A lot of people were getting hurt on them.
Yep.
And anyway, I could tell you stories behind every picture here.
And this is just one of probably 7 or 8 albums over there. How many deer have you harvested now?
Oh, I don't know.
I
wish I'd have counted. Well, I've been hunting deer since age 18. I mean, I'll be 85 next month, and I harvested it. I went 13 years before I got my first deer. Then I hardly missed it a year since without getting one.
And usually more than one, depending on.
Our club was allowed to hunt the Hennepin County Airport or Anoka County Airport over in Blaine, and it was a shoot to kill. Oh man, I got the biggest deer I ever shot over there. I think about 250 pounds. I don't think I got the picture in this album from it.
So the Anoka County Airport, it's one of those small, well, it's like a mid-level thing. It's mainly private planes and private jets.
Yeah.
And coming down a runway and running into a herd of deer is bad.
They wanted us
so
the pilots go by and say, kill everyone you see. And we were able to go out at 5 o'clock on the stands, and then they gather at the maintenance shed at 9 to put on the drive. Well, it's one morning, by 9 o'clock, I had 6 deer laying in front of me.
Yep. And I will say everyone was butchered and everyone was eaten. We always hunted for meat, not for trophies or anything like that.
Getting back to safety now, gun safety is something that has to be practiced. You can't just go through a safety course and you're going to be safe. Something you have to practice, and that's what I've made these. Even my grandkids, you sit right in this living room, I would let them hold my guns. Never loaded, of course, but they had to learn safety. Never have that barrel pointed at something you shouldn't, or the muzzle, I should say, where it shouldn't be. You just can't pick up a gun and automatically be safe with it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to practice it.
It's scary. A couple of times going out with my friends, and and see them. And after having it drilled into me, and just like, dude, no, even though it's unloaded, you don't sweep people with the barrel.
Right.
So
that's what I'm still scared of handguns. I've got that CO2 one here that Mark gave me, but handguns, you never know where that barrel's going. It's so short, you can hold it like this, and you point it right at your own shoulder, or you got somebody next to you, or what. They're very dangerous, and let's say, I was in our firearm safety for 10 years, and we had people come in there who were scared, especially some women, and I don't know why they were scared to death of a gun. Even these fake guns we had, they were scared to death of them. I never forget this one young girl, but some of them stuck out the course. I give them credit for that. And we have the last thing is a field day where you take them out and they actually fire the guns. Well, this one girl, she was so scared of the gun, she stepped up to the firing line, and she was the first one to hit a clay pigeon, but she wouldn't take a second shot.
Wow.
And the instructor really worked with her, tried, but she never came back to take a second shot.
Well, she did the one, though.
Yeah.
But
the one I remember, too, there's one skinny little girl. She must have had something that set her back in her body health somewhat. I didn't think she could pick up the gun. And she was the first one to kill 2 clay pigeons in a row. That's all we threw out for him. And her dad was behind me, turned around. He couldn't believe it either that she was that good. Her arms were just nothing there. That was amazing. But
anyway. Even the BB guns, even the bow and arrows, everything was under safety supervision.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, microwave ovens, totally different story. But firearms, yes. Hey, hi, Francis. Yep. So I don't quite have the fear of pistols that Dad does, but then I spent a lot more time working with people with them. So,
excuse me. Yeah, I could look at these pictures all day.
He does look at
9 years ago, when I had my knee replaced here, the night nurse was quite an outdoors lady, her and her husband. And I had my mom bring up my photo albums here. She brought them up. And they're sat right there, and we went through every album. I think I had 3 albums she brought up. And of course, there was a story behind every picture. She could have been too busy because she sat there, went through all 3 albums and told a story behind every picture. So, anyway.
Hey, Michelle. Yep. So, yeah, we just...
Here's a picture of the... some deer shacks we put up out of lack of power for the handicapped to hunt in.
So they're these are the hunting shacks that they're using. Yeah. So with the wheelchair ramp, and
they bring their own heaters and put them in there, because when you can't stay warm once you lose your body circulation. You can't stay warm.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have a lot of circulatory issues like that, especially in the legs, so we also had to be very careful, because we didn't want anyone to come back with frostbite or anything like that. So,
and it hits before they know it, because they don't have feeling. Yeah. But these are some where they're building the shacks and lack of power.
The fishing. Do you have any picture? There's some people with some really amazing wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Some of
I don't know here, but it just won't shop well.
Yeah, some of the I don't know if you've ever seen some of the off-road wheelchairs, and these really high-tech, almost military-looking wheelchairs that can go off all these things. A lot of that was developed to help obviously the handicap, but in particular the handicap hunters and the hikers and the fishers and so forth. Working, saying, hey, I want to get back out there, and talking to these different inventors and so forth, and saying, let's do this. So
I don't know if this picture here will show up, but it was Jonathan Leslie. He was in a motorcycle accident, and he got quite a settlement. He and he got himself a good education. He was quadriplegic. I did a lot of hunting with him. And he always had, he had the money to have a well-trained golden retriever. So his dog and mine were a terrific hunting team. but he stuck a lot of money in his lack of power to put up these shacks and ramps and stuff for so the guys in wheelchairs could hunt out there. That was a good place to hunt. Well, then that island got flooded a few times, and that kind of took care of it. I don't know what's going on out there now. And I started a restaurant out there, but 9:30 we'd all get together. We call it the Hay Bale Restaurant, and we'd set up our camping stoves, and when you eat about 10 o'clock in the morning and go out and hunt till about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and come back for another meal, and go out and hunt the evening.
Yeah, Dad is an amazing campfire cook. Though he did upgrade to some Coleman stoves, but he has this whole cook set that he would take out. And while other people were out hunting and so forth, he'd be back at the main parking lot area cooking up this big feast for everyone to come back and warm up.
I've got it all in a suitcase the size Mark had here, and it's still in the basement now. It's got 2 stoves in it, all the silverware. Well, we used the paper plates and that. I used to use plasticware, but now I went to the Salvation Army, picked up a bunch of forks and knives and stuff, and it works out
the real
well.
Stuff. Yeah.
But I got the stoves in there. Everything I need is in that suitcase, 2 stoves.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Oh, here's a picture of that big deer I got out at Anoka County Airport. That was a whopper.
So you can see our Blaine County, yeah.
I went out and
the 19.5-inch spread, 20-inch curl. That is a big one.
Story behind that one is they were planning a drive at the airport, and I thought, well, I might as well go sit down at stand because they were going to be driving it that way. Oh, while I was waiting for him, one guy had a decoy doe sitting up the line. Here that big buck comes around the corner, surprised both of us. And he turned around, and I didn't even time to aim. I just took the gun like that, and bang, I got him right through the heart. That was dumb luck.
Got him like,
you can see how much bigger it is compared to the other deer.
Yeah. I mean, it's closer. Whoops. It's hard to see here, but yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big one, you know.
Yeah, it was mainly sausage and stuff there, I think.
So anyway,
I'm still trying to cook venison the way Dad cooks. Mine still ends up kind of dry. I haven't figured out
I don't know if this picture shows them there too compared to the other deer.
Yeah. It's closer, but
I think that was one deer that didn't eluding us for about 4 years because I was on stand along one of the runways one year. They told me to go there, and here the woods there is probably 150 yards long and probably I don't know, 40 yards wide, and 7 people walked through there just crisscrossing. And when they got down the other end, they all got together, were talking. Heard that big buck comes walking out. It's too far away of me to shoot, and that was kind of true. There was one big buck came out, and it stood there about 30 yards from me. And I turned around, there was an airplane coming in. I thought, now what do I do? If I take a shot and miss, that darn thing might run across the runway. And then, so I didn't do anything, but the buck stood there and the plane got down safely. And I don't remember where the deer went to. They had a lot of places to run there.
Oh, hey, Maxine, I will say yes, backstrap. I mean, if
that's good.
Yeah, it's hard not to screw up backstrap. Yeah, bacon plays a big role in just about every aspect of my life. But yeah, I do like bacon wrapped roasts and so forth, but I don't know. I think I'm overcooked. I think what I'm doing is cooking it too long. So when you cook meat, you want to bring it up to a certain temperature in the oven or whatever you're cooking it in, and then take it out and let it self cook for a while. And so the heat, the outside radiates inside, but you're not having that drying action on the outside. I think I leave it in too long, and so it dries out.
And here's a picture I like to show. They're from Allison, Minnesota. She had MS really bad, and he really took good care of her, brought her out, and she always got a 8-point buck. I don't know how she was so lucky out there. I heard this last fall year he died before her. Last I saw her, she was just a basket case. The most fun couple you could be. I used to send my grandkids out hunting with them when we had these hunting pheasants. I sent. They really enjoyed it too. And these are pictures of our Hayfield restaurant here.
Oh, oh, and then
Heck, it was nothing to have a little deer run right through while we were having something to eat.
so
just a lot of
so
deer
that
out
was Dad's. What's this thing? Is that
Oh, that's the veterans of foreign war. Veterans.
So
Veterans built that for hunting, and they borrowed it to us. It's battery controlled. It's just like a front end loader, only to put that big box in front.
so you can get
raise it up
raised
to whatever height you want it. It's made so you can put your four-wheeler on the trailer, and it was a pretty nice deal.
So yeah, like the Dad is an amazing woodsman. I told you the story when we were very, very young. We would just go camping every weekend and everything like that. So most of my wood skills picked up from this man here. A fishing trip, we should. Oh man, I can't make promises of time I don't have. But hey, if you're willing to come up from Minnesota, Dad will take you fishing. I do know he's looking at his boat. He does want to sell his boat because he just really can't use it anymore. He mainly, fishes from the shore there out at like Beatty Lake.
Here's a.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you'd have that picture.
Yeah, I was out went out turkey hunting with a friend of mine, and I was going to go back to this one field where turkey hung out. Well, my knee was wearing on at that time. I just got so far, and I just couldn't go anymore. So I crawled into that brush pile there, and pretty soon I heard a humming, and I couldn't figure out where the heck is that coming from. And I looked around. Oh, here was that grouse, right here on the branch by my head. I put my hand up like that. He jumped on my hand. Good thing I had a glove on because he started pecking and scratching. Then he jumped on my cap, and he hung around there. Well, then when my partner come up, I says, Dale, there's a camera in the car. Go get it. He drives up with the car, takes the picture out, and takes the camera out, and he took several pictures. That grouse stayed on my cap. Then when we went to leave, we had to back the car up and turn around. As we backed up, it jumped up on the hood. It hung onto the windshield wipers. And then when we turned to go the other way, it jumped. I don't know, fell off or what. But then as we were going, it came up on the back window. Well, then the farmer shut that part off for hunting. And I sent that picture. Dale told me to send it to some magazines. So I was looking for that. Oh, an American Rifleman and one other one. But they ran it, and I got copies, and they added their own little cute little quote to it also. But that was quite an experience. And,
that's like when you spend enough time bonding with the woods bonds back with you.
Oh, you crawled in a pile of brush. After I couldn't climb up in a deer tree anymore, I read where put your back up to a tree and make yourself part of that tree, like for deer hunting. I couldn't believe how that worked. It worked. That's how I got some deer out like a parl, in fact.
Be the tree.
I don't know if this will show up. This is down in Lanesboro. Where,
okay. I do know it's like after 9, but we're going to keep going. Just so hang out if you want to. Here, can I take? So, like,
that's one of the articles from
the lonely grouse, and then there's the grouse sitting on Dad's head.
Yeah.
That was one of the. So.
Oh, I could talk this all day long.
Yeah. How about bear hunting up in Alaska? You never actually got a bear, but one of my favorite pictures of Dad. I think. How old were you then? Like 75. And you were going with your buddy up in Alaska to check his bear traps or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah. He, we went out quite a ways, and he had 2 4-wheelers. We got out, and he said, you can have your choice, either the shotgun or this handgun, pretty powerful handgun. Well, I took the handgun because it'd be kind of clumsy to carry that shotgun on. So, oh man, I don't know how far we went with our 4-wheelers. Heck of ways. I know there was ice and stuff up there, and there were some little areas where the water had washed dirt out and stuff. Kind of had to jump those. I know one I back up 3-4 times. The 4th time I got it, took a better run. Then we goes out there where he's got his bear scent, just taking it down, and he hands me the shotgun. That's big slugs in it. And I says, "Do I shoot to scare him or do I shoot to kill?" He said, "You shoot to kill him." Well, I tell you, the mosquitoes are so big I could have shot some of them. But anyway, didn't see any bear or anything. And then he got to stand down and we headed back. But that was a neat experience. So just to show you here, this is that game fair we had. I taught my grandkids, Paul's kids, how to shoot. This is their targets. That Josiah's down there. That was a BB gun at the game fair.
So what range was that?
Oh, I don't even remember. 10 yards, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many BB guns do we have here now laying around, not getting used now.
Yeah. Not laying around. That's a figure of speech there. Like a cabinet, but
this is a
I don't know if we'll show that one.
picture of Paul's kid
kinda,
cleaning it here. This guy here was blind.
Oh, okay. Well,
this guy down here was blind. We come out and he come out to the range and we worked with him, and he did kill that deer. His dad went out with him, and but he wasn't born blind and macular degeneration. But
how big are the average deer here, Dad? Would you say?
Oh, probably 160. So you get them over that, you got a big deer.
So.
Oh yeah.
Well, sometimes. So are these late? Oh, that's
when we put up that plaque out there for Johnson Leslie.
But yeah, like I said, pretty much if I wasn't doing homework or doing like job work, hey Karen, I was out in the woods or on a lake or on a frozen lake sitting on a 5-gallon bucket fishing through 20 inches of ice trying to catch a fish, thinking I am moving to someplace with palm trees soon as I can. And so I ended up in Houston.
That ice fishing has changed a lot. Now they're sitting out there in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 homes that they use year round, and they're really neat. The wheels jack up and it goes down in the ice, and you got bunks. You can get them with bunks or however you want in there.
Satellite TV.
And they really work. I got to tell you the story behind this one here.
Which one in the bottom?
Yeah. That was we put up a plaque for that Johnson Leslie who spent all his money out there. But you see that dog there? That dog laid right next to that plant there, to that plaque there in the whole ceremony. Never told him, just like he knew that was his master at one time.
Yeah.
That was just amazing how that dog just went over on his own. Just
I need a dog.
Down.
No. All right. Well,
a lot of amazing stories here.
And I was, blessed to be with, around for like a fifth of them.
Here's two more pictures. The dog laying there just by herself.
So
her dog and my dog, they were a dream team to hunt behind. That was a deer hide I was laying on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So So this is my dad, and like I said, my mom is already in bed. So, I don't know if you actually enjoyed this or not, but tomorrow, donut shop at the beginning of the world. Don't know what's going to happen. It's either going to be, since I already kind of gave you the tour of the downstairs, maybe I'll go upstairs a little or something like that. Or we'll just sit in the kitchen and talk. And as the different people come through, they'll join in.
Got time for one more story?
Okay. I got time. I don't know if the people are leaving. What do you got?
This is at a fundraiser for Courage Center I was invited to, and all these stories here and here. Anyway, this story here is I'm with Tim Laudner and Ken Herbrick, the big baseball stars of the Minnesota Twins. But after we're all done, I was sitting back and eating, and he showed on the other side. Anyway, they said, Vorderbruggen, get up here. I thought they were just taking pictures of teams. Here the team I was on, we won that darn thing. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
No, drop shooting.
Yeah, I got lots of stories. Oh, this is a team here. I don't know if you showed it or not. But anyway, that's life.
Yeah, I noticed he doesn't actually have any pictures of ice fishing. It's usually too cold for the cameras to work.
Yeah, I really don't, I guess. I never thought of it.
But it's funny, because mom and dad used to come down to Texas a lot, and I'd introduce them to different friends. Hi, Michelle. And so eventually fishing and hunting and all this would coming up, and dad would wax poetic about the beauty of ice fishing while I was just sitting behind him. No. But he's convinced many of my friends that someday they want to come up to Minnesota and go ice fishing. Okay. 5-gallon bucket. I will say one of my fond memories of ice fishing is drinking hot Jello. Mom would make Jello. And instead of putting it in the refrigerator to cool, she would pour the hot Jello mix into a thermos and then send it off with that. So good stuff. Oh, Karen.
Even at the duck hunts, I used to put on the breakfast. It's kind of fun.
I just want to point out belts and suspenders. So can't be too safe.
My belly got bigger than my waist. That's why I got to wear suspenders.
I was getting there, but then I got the treadmill again. So, all right. Oh, here, let me show this one.
Yeah, that's the new rig that they make now for the disabled to hunt with.
I don't know if you can see that.
You go just about anywhere with that thing.
Yeah, it's
got a cool price of $10,000. But all the game farms up now, they have them because there's a lot of disabled people want to go out hunting.
Yeah, so there are a number of game farms here where you can do, I won't say a canned hunt, but they have the birds and stuff that they release a few hours before you get there. But
we just don't have the birds in the wild anymore in Minnesota like we used to. All the land is plowed up and farmed, so you end up going to a game farm. I never thought I'd do it, but we did. So
I mean, a lot of that is due to the whole ethanol thing. So to meet the ethanol requirements for the gasoline, all the farmland, even the stuff that had been just let go fallow and wild, ended up getting plowed up, and that wild land, the farmers owned, they just didn't farm. That's where all the birds were, the pheasants and the duck and all that were growing and nesting and doing all that. And so, believe it or not, ethanol and the whole biofuels thing has had a terrible effect on North American wildlife because it took their food and replaced it with corn.
These are from a game farm over in Wisconsin. And that's two of my grandkids with me there. They always loved going.
Yeah. So when you hear me talk about the neffs, these are two of them. All right. Oh, wow. This is hard on my ankles.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me share my stories with you.
I will say, and so the whole gregarious nature I have is also due both to mom and dad. Like they anytime they go to like a new place, within 20 minutes they know everyone there. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of what I am trying to do with my life is because I'm walking in his footsteps. And even though my feet are bigger, his footsteps are huge compared to what I'm trying to do. So anyway, at this point, thank you all. Hopefully you found some fun here and tonight, and I will see you tomorrow morning. And then, I think Merriwether and Mrs. Weather will be back doing the show Monday morning, Donut Shop, but we will see. It depends on how things go here. All right. Love to you all. Take care. Chirpy, I'm sure, misses you all. But we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
How long did you go?
An hour and 13 minutes.
Oh, gee.
Whoop.